Alright, so we're going to continue the online playing. So here we are. You can see multiplayer, hoppers, endurance, Forza GT, intermission countdown. Going to be going to Seabring. Sebring is a pretty quick track. You can see it's 18 laps. Always look at your track length too. This is where you're going to want to figure out what type of car do you want to bring to this. Are you going to want a fast car? Are you going to want a car that handles? Are you going to want Aston Martin? This 007 is amazing for handling. The Corvettes came out pretty good too for handling. A lot of the times when you see the handling stats, they're not as good as what they say they are. The Viper was amazing as well, and you can also purchase a KTM. I'm going to be using that Porsche you saw right here. It's the number 4 Cayman GT4 CS. This is my better handling Porsche. I prefer it. I use it for most of my races. I'm just more comfortable in it. You got a good cockpit view. You can actually see out. It doesn't feel wonky, I guess you would say. And you can see we're about to do the countdown to launch here. I'll probably be going quiet as I race, but I hope you enjoy the race. And let me know if you like it and whatnot. How I can improve, what you guys think. Appreciate it. Enjoy. And as I said, here's the inside view. You can see the shift light helps out tremendously. You'll see my gauge on the right there. I do this manually, so everything I'm doing is I'm always shifting myself. That's a KTM right there I passed on the left. Oh, sorry, guy. And there we are. We're getting bumped around as always. Now when you come up to this turn, it's going to be a very fast right hand. And you can see I just got hit again. And this is what I was talking about. So you got to be really careful with these other players. If you don't like getting hit, this is not the place to be. I don't really enjoy it. I usually like playing with my friends a little bit more. They're a little bit more respectful than this, but I'm not one of the best racers. I usually be in the middle of the class, but I also get hit a lot. It doesn't seem like... See, he's using the same Porsche, and his Porsche is a little bit higher end on the top speed. But you can see I'm keeping up with him until I went to that. It always takes me a little bit to get warmed up too. And there's the Corvette, like I said, handling it through that turn beautifully. Let's see if I can't pull on these guys a little bit. This is usually about 3rd gear in most cars that you can want to do this in. This turn right here. Maybe 4th gear if you can hit it. Depends on your car, depends on your tuning also. Oh, come on, guys. Now, because I don't play with traction control, I also have to be cognitive on my throttle control. So where my speed is, you can actually see that blue. That's where my throttle finger is doing, and when it's red, that's what my brake finger is doing. I'm getting a little bit too much on it right now. Woo! He bit it right in front of me, huh? So now we gotta try and make up some time. You can see the time difference on 1st place. A lot of these guys are using wheels, so don't get discouraged if you come in here. You know, you're gonna be playing with some really good people, and you're just gonna be playing with people like that just gotta rear end you. And that's that Corvette again. Instead of using my joystick to look back, I just use the RB button. I am playing this on the Xbox, just so you know. I'm not playing it on the PC. Stop hitting me, dude. Now, as you can see, somebody's already pitting. They might have damage. The good thing about this, if you come in here and somebody hits you, you get damaged, you can go into the pit. The pit will repair you. If you crack your windshield or anything like that, the pit won't repair that. Just change your view. If you want to change your view, you just hit the back button. If I'm not running in this view, I'll show it to you as soon as I get on the straightaway. So if I'm not running this view, I'll run this view right here, or if this is a little bit easier for you, that's their view. You also have these views. I like it being in the cockpit right here most of the time. Some of the cars, like I said, do get a little wonky. Now, because I don't play with the ABS, I have to really baby my brake as well. Excuse me. And you can see somebody, that's the pit right there, and somebody just hit all those tires. It's fun. So now, instead of talking, I should probably race, but we'll see. Now you can see I'm half throttling it. And I got good turns up in the left hand. It wasn't perfect. This is not one of my races. It's the short version. I'm just not very good on it. Like I said, I'm not warmed up just yet either. Doesn't help. So, I like this game. It's a little bit more simulation. If you play Forza, I've played all of them. I own most of them, and I really do enjoy Forza. I do prefer this motorsports here versus the Horizon. And the reason I prefer this versus Horizon is just Horizon's a little more arcadey. It's fun, don't get me wrong. It's very fun. My 11-year-old, she loves it, and you know, so it has the free roam aspect. I really do enjoy the free roam too. You challenge people to races, but they're not real tracks or anything like that, and it is definitely arcadey. But they do have a very good thing going if you like racing games. I also have a set of Corsa Competition. That one's wonky a little bit in the refresh rate. They made it more for PC than they did for Xbox, so when I'm playing it, it's a little bit slower, and it almost feels like it's lagging, which is annoying, but it is very good. Also, if you're into F1, F1 2019 was okay, 2020 was much better. I didn't play a lot of the F1s, so I can't be an advocate all the way through. Limitless would be your person to go to on that. TRL Limitless. He does a lot of information on the F1. He's an amazing racer. One of my friends is friends with him, and he usually sets the tune even for people that are using steering wheel. My friend uses steering wheel, and TRL Limitless is one of his go-tos for F1. So if you're looking for a good tune in F1, what you do, just go to practice, look up best times, and Limitless will be up there in the top ranks, and download his tune, and then tweak it from there, and he tells you how to tweak on his channel too. And like I said, he's a good guy. He's I've never actually gotten race with him yet, or talked to him, but he is very good, and he plays F1 all the time, so you'll probably catch him on there. And now you can see everybody's kind of split up. You can see the mini-map on the lower left there. The first place is already crossing the finish line. Well, not finished. It's around lap 6 of 18. I'm still in 9 of 14. I'm just not hitting it right. Like I said, this is not my place. I might have been better off. The Maserati is the fastest car in this series. The Forza GTs, I apologize. And the Maseratis are nice. These are all race cars. They're all going to have their pros and cons. The tunes that you get with this car, they're all going to be pretty good tunes. You don't have to go in and mess with the tune, really. I just do it for myself. I like a little bit more oversteer versus understeer, so it's a little bit quicker on the in-turn than it is on the understeer. With the understeer, you're just not going to... You can see I'm pushing a little bit harder, and that Corvette's coming up behind me again. It's just kind of preference as you do it. And then sometimes when you tweak it, you can tweak your gearbox and everything like that. As you tweak your gearbox, you might get a little bit more pull, but less top end. Same thing as in real life. I always adjust my tire pressure. I bring it down to 28. The reason you want to do that is as you're racing. Now you can't see your tire pressure, but as you're racing, your tires are going to get hotter and wider, so you want them around 30, usually 28 is about where you want it to be. can see that was my best lap. It was a clean lap too, so that's... I'm always trying to get clean laps. I don't like doing dirty laps. If you go off the track, you'll see on my current lap right there, it's showing no exclamation points or anything by it. Let's go ahead and cut this corner a little bit. And now you can see it just had an exclamation point come over it. So now it's a dirty lap. So that's how you'll know if you're running a clean lap or a dirty lap. If you're playing in your campaign, you will not know if you've done any clean laps versus dirty laps until the end of the race. You can look at the leaderboards. I'll show you how to do that at the end of this race. Oh, he wants to say hi again. See, right there we got another perfect turn. I love that Corvette. It's a beautiful car. See if we can't get on his inside. And you can hear I'm playing with the throttle a little bit through there. Me and this guy are having a fun little at it. I like him. He's not hitting too hard. You know, rubbing is racing, they say. So you're going to have to expect some people are going to nudge you a little bit. And this crowd hasn't been too bad tonight. Kind of happy about that. Usually I get into, and I feel like I should paint a target on my car. Now I do use second gear sometimes versus first because I'm trying to get a little less torque so I don't spin my car out. And that comes in handy as I'm going through that turn. You can see this guy is right up my bumper. It's pretty nice. He's going to out-handle me, so he's going to hit me in these turns. I think he's got better brakes than I do too. Okay, that wasn't fair. Nice. Alright, so you can see everybody's pitting, and what I'm doing is I'm going to actually draft him right here, and drafting does work in this. So you do want to get right on top of him. Somebody passes you, use him. He's expecting me to go on his inside. I think he's going to pit too. We're going to pit. So this is where the pit is. Now when you drive in, the car will go directly in. You can see who's pit on the right here. You can see who's pitting, who hasn't pit. You see everybody's 1 for 1. So that means nobody has to pit in my area right now. And I just dropped down some more positions. Those are probably guys that have all crashed in the beginning. I know there were probably 14 people in the beginning. Right now there's only 13 left, so a lot of people have already quit. I don't like to quit. Even if I'm not going to win. This one dumps you out on the turn, so be very careful coming out of the pit like I just wasn't. See if we can catch him back. Now, the way I drive doesn't have to be, you know, like I said, I'm not top of the class here. I mean, there's lots of people. There's always going to be somebody better than you no matter what you do. I just enjoy it, you know. It's a good way to relax, enjoy. If there's people online and you're talking to them, it's always fun to have a little bit of a rivalry. Sorry, rivalry. I can't speak sometimes. I think Trooper, well, I think I've played with Mo before. This guy that's in front of me, you can see his name is Mo Sickness, looking at the times ahead of me. And you can see what happens when I give it a little too much gas to there. Like I said, I don't play with traction control, so everything is all or none. So first place is already pitting, so he was about to lap me. But he hadn't pit yet, so... I know I'm not going to catch him, but I just like it. And you can see second place now pitting. See if anybody else has to pit. And the pits are pretty long. This one's probably one of the shorter pits that you have, so, you know, just be cognitive. If you're last, and you've already pit, and you're feeling like you're never going to catch up, everybody else still might have to pit too, so don't ever give up, just keep at it. And like I said, it's just to have fun and enjoy it, and when you get friends in here and you start playing with some friends, or you hit up some new people. It's always a pleasure to play with some people, no matter how good they are. I've had a couple people in here that were actually professional racers, and with this lovely virus going on, we're all stuck at home, so he actually had his car painted like his race car, and he was playing in here, and he says he was playing on a joystick, but man, that guy is really good. If he does it professionally, you know, he's obviously good. And he's probably raced at these races. When I was learning to race motorcycles, Seabring was actually where I was learning to race. Unfortunately, I never did get to race, but it is a lot of fun. I don't like motorcycle racing games on console so much because the steering is very touchy a lot of the times. So you can see 4th place is now pitting, and you can see him on my screen, so we're all catching up to him again. I was in 9th, I think, but that Corvette got me. I'm going to tell you right now, anytime you're talking, if you're not paying attention to your race and you're talking more than you race, it will definitely mess you up, and it's not very copacetic for your race. A lot of times I listen to music while I'm doing this. I really do enjoy my music. I just cut that corner, trying to catch up to this guy. And again, I like clean laps, so my problem is I don't really try to cut corners. I really try to stay on it as much as I can. I'll get frustrated enough sometimes that I'll start to cut corners a little bit, as you just saw. I'm not exactly frustrated, just really trying to catch this guy, and I've got a good chance. And with 5 laps, ooh, that wasn't very good on my part. I was racing him. So there's a saying we gotta remember, race the track, not the car. And what that means is, you know, as I'm racing this, I want to race this track. I want to race this car for this track. I don't want to race like I'm racing his car. I'm paying attention to him, but I shouldn't really be paying that much attention to him. And you can hear my joystick going back and forth as I do this. There are dead zones on this also that you can adjust in your settings so that when you touch the wheel it doesn't fidget you everywhere. You can see I'm not exactly like going all across the road. Oh yeah, we're gonna catch him. See that right there is how I like to take that turn. See, now you can see I'm getting perfect turns in here. Now, I am paying attention to him, but I'm paying attention to my line that I want to drive. And even though you have a braking line, that's not always the fastest line either. It's the straightest line, but not the fastest line all the time. One of the best things I was ever told is when you're racing, what you want to do is you want to go high, medium, high, or low. You want to touch the corners essentially. So you come in, you're going to touch the first corner, and then you're going to come through, you're going to hit your apex. As you hit your apex, that's where you're going to start to gas it, and then you want to come out here. It's a little bit easier on a shorter turn. So this is one of my favorite turns, this left-hander. So what we'll do is you're coming in high like this. You want to hit the apex here, and then you want to come out, and you see how much more speed I gain through that? That's an outie. And you can see Forza's starting to agree with my turns, because he's starting to say perfect turns. These curbs, they can be detrimental, so you really want to pay attention to if you're hitting them or not. Forza is a little bit nicer about these, other games not so much, and if you get into the habit of hitting the curbs all the time, it could definitely be detrimental to your race. So as you're racing, be cognitive of how high those curves are, what your ride height is, what you're doing. You know, you don't want to get into it and be like, oh my, what did I just do? You really want to try and enjoy the race. Ooh, that looked harsh. So his car's probably messed up now. Hopefully he doesn't try to block me. They do that quite often. They'll get right in front of you because they're upset. And that's why I said you always keep racing. I mean, first place can do that and block off the entire grid. So even if you're last, just keep going. You're not always going to be first no matter how good you are. There's always going to be somebody that's ready to race you. If you don't believe me, I'll get my friend on for you. You can race against him and he'll lap me. Not anymore, thankfully, but when I first started racing games, it was amazing to watch him race. But he's got a steering wheel, he's got pedals, he's got a cockpit. And I'd like to do all that. Y'all want to pay for it, that's great. I do enjoy it. So you can see Trooper, ex-Trooper, I remember him, he's the Corvette. Oh, no, he just popped up another rank from where he was. So he's doing really well in that Corvette. I should have took the KTM. The KTM's nice too because it's got a lot more power to weight ratio. It's kind of like a motorcycle. It handles really well. It's also a mid-engine. It's a gimmick car, I guess you would say, for Forza because you have to pay for it to get it. But it is fun. Oh yeah, my brakes are set to 80% pressure, so even if I get full on them, which I need to change that a little bit, so I can brake a little bit better if I'm not. I'll show you how to do that as soon as I'm done with this race. So while I'm in intermission, what I'll do is I will start to change over my cars a little bit here and there. Sometimes I have my own tunes that I use for my cars that I don't put publicly. Just little modifications for myself. If I keep modding it, I don't think everybody wants a new tune every single time I mod it. If somebody does, I always say, hey, you're welcome to send me a message. Hey, can you make me a tune or help me out with it? And I still am learning quite a bit to this. It's very in-depth. Assetto Corsa is very in-depth. I've only started to scratch the surface on that. I've watched my own videos on how people tune, but you know, you don't really get good videos of a lot of people on how they race. And watching the race can be fun, especially when you got somebody like this right here. We're going to try and sneak past him again. There it is. He broke the back end loose, kept it in third gear. Didn't over torque myself, so we're gonna keep it in third here. Now when we get into this turn, we're going to want to go in as narrow as possible. He's got a real good draft coming in on me, so I'm going to want to keep him on that outside as much as possible, see? And we're going to keep that spot. So now you can vote for your next track, depending on what you want to vote for. Le Mans is fun, especially in that you're going to want to use what car am I thinking that you want to use? The Maserati. If you don't have it, you're definitely going to want it for Le Mans. Le Mans is a straight up, I think that was the Maserati, I didn't really look. It's a very fast car, but again, it's about throttle control as you go through everything, and you don't want to burn out the back end. So what I want to do with this car, when I'm done, you can see I have the, right here, these are the rewards. I just went through them real fast. When you go to your main screen, you can actually pick up your rewards. This is how I have so much money. You can see I have 13 million. I keep buying more and more stuff. Continue. So we are going to go to Le Mans. I'm going to use the I am going to be using the Maserati, but before I get into the Maserati, I told you guys I would show you how to tune it. So if I went to my tuning, hit tune, and I went into just tab over on the top there, braking, you can see I have it at 76%, and I'm just going to up it right quick, back to 100%, okay, and hopefully get out and get into my Maserati before the race starts. Yeah, there we go. So you can see 7.6 versus my and horrible handling. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed, y'all. Subscribe, please enjoy. I'll be posting some more, and if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Later.